District 6, a place in the inner city of Cape Town, housed former slaves after they were freed. They made it home, a cosmopolitan society in which different races lived side by side. However, from the 11th of February 1966 until the early 70s, over 60,000 of residents were forcibly moved to townships. This is after the apartheid government declared District 6 a whites-only area under the Group Areas Act of 1959. Those who lived there still recall vividly how the dispossession fragmented their relations.
People were very close. Lots of community, lots of friendships, because we were scattered to the different townships in on the Cape Flats. And it was hard for everybody, and especially the older people of my mother's age. Before we left District 6 and we heard about this Cape Flats, people were saying, where is this Cape Flats?
They accepted the law at the time, so obviously we also accepted the law of apartheid. I went to St. Mark's School. It belonged to an Anglican church. So I went to church for 7 years as a Muslim. And this is how it was. Because there was no such thing as Christians and Muslims. We lived as one human race.
A judgment in 2019 ruled that the Department of Rural Development and Land Reform had failed to comply with a court order to draft a plan to redevelop District 6. While the restitution process is underway, the museum still believes it is not satisfactory.
That outcome of that judgment, for example, is based on the assumption that there was only a particular grouping of people living in District 6. And that event of the occupation of the District 6 land it is assumed that is the only event as well.
The new director believes there needs to be reparations instead of restitution alone for the residents to build genuine social cohesion.
And it is an imperialist, colonialist occupation of land of people that it belonged to as well. So that land occupation is something that people don't necessarily speak about, because they would rather prefer to speak about that they've been dispossessed, that they've been put off the land. But that, in my opinion, is a sanitized version of the trauma and the pain and the horror that actually happened.
The museum says government needs to sponsor a narrative of tracing what happened after people were moved. Thule Joga, SABC News, District 6, Cape Town.